Hello, Mrs. Rodriguez. My name is Mason Gillis, and I am currently on the board of directors and serving CEO of Gillis Automotive Incorporated. We have noticed that you show an investment interest in our company, so I just wanted to reach out to you and tell you a little bit about the various business forms our company could have selected. But first, let me fill you in on what it is we exactly do here. Gillis Automotive Incorporated is a high-class vehicle manufacturer that specializes in making and selling automobiles across various states. We are based out of the state of Texas and operate over the majority of the United States. So now let's get into the details of the different business forms and why we chose to become a corporation. First off, we have a sole proprietorship. With this form of business, the taxation is very similar to those of an LLC, general partnerships, and an LLP, as the money is passed through to the sole proprietor's personal income and taxed as their own individual income. The liabilities that come along with operating as a sole proprietor leaves the owner with unlimited liability, which makes the owner completely liable for anything that can happen with the company. This puts their personal assets, such as their car or even their house, can be lost if the company were to make any bad move along the way. Next, we have a general partnership. As I said before, the general partnership is very similar to sole proprietorship, where this allows for each of the partners to be able to separate up the income that the company produces and avoid double taxation by being taxed for their own individual income. The disadvantage that comes along with running a general partnership is the liability situation that arises for each of the partners, as they are also unlimitedly liable for bad situations the company may find themselves in. This also extends past the sole proprietorship, as they have more people that are more liable. So each partner is also liable for the poor decisions that other partners make and that goes outside of their boundaries. Thirdly, we have a limited liability partnership, also referred to as an LLP. This is taxed the same exact way, where they have the pass-through effect, where they are taxed for their personal income instead of taxed as a business entity. It differs from the general partnership a little bit, as you have a limited partner, which only assumes liability for the money that they have invested in the company, and you also have the general partner, which is exactly as it sounds with the general partnerships that I spoke of a little bit earlier. This leaves the limited partner's personal assets completely protected and creates an advantage for the limited partner, while creating a disadvantage for the general partner, as they are left more liable and could lose more things. Here at Gillis Automotive, we try not to create ties that may eventually have to be cut due to poor decisions of others, so we decided that being a limited liability partnership was just too risky for future relationships. Next, we have an LLC, which is a limited liability company. The taxation situation is a little bit different than the other three that I've spoken of before, because they can also be taxed as partnership the same way as a limited liability partnership is, as they can be taxed for their own individual income, but they can also choose to be taxed as a corporation as well, which I will talk about in a second. The liability situation that arises with the LLC is the same as a corporation, with everyone having limited liability within the company. This means that both the owners and investors are only liable for the money that which they contribute. This is useful considering that nobody's assets are at risk, leaving it possible for everyone to operate with a clear mind without the worry of losing everything they've worked for. We highly considered becoming an LLC, but with the size of our company, we decided it was best to be able to move across state lines and sell across state lines, becoming a corporation. And that is what I'll talk about next. With a corporation, the advantages and disadvantages of a corporation kind of flip-flop from what you would think of from a sole proprietor and general partnerships. They are taxed. They are what we call double taxation, where they are taxed as a business entity, and also the income that the owners and investors receive from the company are also taxed for their own individual income as well. The advantage comes from becoming a corporation is the fact the limited liability that everyone receives from their investments Each investor is only liable for the money that they put into the company, leaving their own personal assets completely unaffected. This is why we chose to become a corporation. It allowed us the easiest way to sell across state lines while also keeping all of our investors' money safe for the most part. After researching and discussing with our attorneys, that's why we have chosen to become the corporation. As the high-end vehicle manufacturer that deals with many risks within the daily operations of our business, we found it was the best solution to deal with the double taxation and be able to operate with a clear mindset. It keeps everyone's personal assets safe from possible problems that could arise at any time while allowing the freedom to invest into our company as well. With the size of a company that manufactures vehicles such as our own, we also decided that it would be best to operate under the corporation status and elect our board of directors that would eventually hire the people who actually run the company. With that being said, we also thought it would be best for the legal purposes to be formed as a corporation due to the fact that our customer base is very broad and scattered across the entire nation. These are the various aspects that we looked at while deciding what organization we should form our company around, and hope you can see why we went with one we did. I want to thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule to listen to what we had to say, and we look forward to talking with you more about possibly investing into our company. Thank you.